Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour. You know what? Where's Hawk at? Listener discretion advised. Pansy.
Already home here, Bono.
Oh, that we are, sir.
Welcome back to the Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour. Sorry.
You okay?
I am Electro, of course. Bono is over here checking in on me, making sure that my health is all good.
Yeah, man, you sounded rough.
Got a little flame there in the throat. Ozzy over there on the keys, as always. Say hello to the people.
What's up, y'all?
Oz, I think he's really high or something?
He has been smoking nonstop since I got
Stoned
here.
as hell?
I started looking at porn.
Okay. That explains
He's
a lot.
focused. He's focused.
He's wired in. God damn it. Well, if it's first time listening, again, thank you for joining us. And I'll go back, listen to older episodes, subscribe on Spotify and the other places.
Yeah, all the major streaming providers. Again, you could follow us on all our social platforms. We have Instagram at the Electro and Bono MPH. We also have a Facebook page, the Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour, and you can follow us on Twitter at the Electro and B1. So check it out. Say what's up.
Because Bono is number one.
Yep.
So that's why that one is there.
This podcast is number one.
Hey,
right.
that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
right. That's the producer right there. He's got to hype us up.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. Shout out.
He's also the founder of Salad Bites Media.
Salad Bites
Bites
Media, you
Media.
fool.
Yeah,
But he also
my
does
bad.
the podcast, Salinas Underground Podcast.
Yeah, baby.
Sup?
So yeah, go ahead and listen to that. Support the network. Support all the podcasts. And we continue the spooktacular.
Spooktacular.
Carries on. We need spook sounds.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
the
you need to get some
soundboard.
You need some
sounds,
spooky
dude.
sounds in there.
Ooh, spooky. And we are going right back in a time machine to the year of 1997
Shit.
for the sci-fi horror classic Event Horizon.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Classic, really?
I think it's a
Yeah.
classic.
Well, it's a classic in our circles,
Yeah.
at least.
It's not a very good movie.
How dare you?
Wow.
Okay, here we go.
It's entertaining as fuck. but
Here
it's not
we
good.
go. Bono.
Fuck, I can't.
Well, and like
man.
we were discussing right before we got on, it might be because of editing, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
the
that's true.
studio interfered
Yeah, the
with
parts
this
that are
movie.
cut out were fucking dope.
Yeah.
We'll bring those into the. We'll get them in
Yeah.
there, dude. Let's start from the beginning.
This movie stars some fucking hitters.
Fuck
Fucking Lawrence Fishburne
Mm-hmm.
is the lead in this movie as Captain Miller. This movie was ahead of its time, bro. Black lead, 1997.
Exactly.
Before he was even Morpheus. So
True.
well, that's gonna be his most iconic role and shit. Everything.
Right.
And
Was it in Apocalypse Now?
And
he
there,
was, yeah.
he was Oscar
he was-
nominated by this time, right?
I don't know.
I think that's
respect the fish, bro.
I
Yeah,
do
man.
respect the fish, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He was in What's Love Got to Do with It.
He's
He's
in The
Ike
Sandlot.
Turner. He's in the Sandlot.
Yeah,
He's not in the Sandlot.
Wait, what?
What?
He's in
Oh,
the
shit,
Sandlot?
my dumbass. Not just racist. I'm just a racist.
You think about Ed Earl Jones?
Yeah.
Oh my
kidding me?
god.
Like Bono said, I've been smoking since he got here.
Yeah.
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 You do
Oh my
seem a
God.
little happy right now.
You seem lifted.
I just
man.
wanted to bring up a Sandlot. That was
Yeah,
my thing.
okay.
That's a good movie.
Sandlot episode coming.
But no, we're
Hey,
talking
4th of
scary.
July.
We're talking scary,
Yeah,
bro.
this is Halloween
Yeah.
season.
So we got Fish on deck, Captain Miller,
Yep.
and then we get that Sam Neill hitter.
Right. But you would be like, hey, he's the lead in this one, but no.
Well, the movie starts off, and you kind of feel like it's his movie for
True.
like the first. It kind of is his movie. I
Well,
would say that between him and Fish, it's kind of 50-50, their
Yeah,
movies.
it's pretty
And it
close.
really starts off with Sam Neill as Dr. Weir.
Dr.
It kinda-
Weir.
I mean, it's kind of his journey, the whole thing, and Fish comes into the movie like in like the second scene or something. You know, you get introduced to the Lewis and Clark and whatnot. But other than that, I don't know most of these actors. The only one I really know is Jason Isaacs, who plays DJ, like the doctor dude.
The doctor guy, he's the bad guy in
Bad guy in the Patriot,
Patriot.
of course. Yeah, he was also in Armageddon. He was like the scientist in Armageddon. Remember that?
Oh shit, you're
He
right.
gives the firecracker analogy. Fuck yeah, dude, he's a good actor.
You're right. 2 space movies, just saying.
Yeah, man. And this came out, I think Armageddon came out in '98, maybe even the same year.
Oh, they took him right over there. Like, hey man, you're gonna be in this fucking. That's
You're
great.
good in space, buddy. How
Who's
would you like to meet Bruce Willis and
What's
Billy
that?
Bob
What's the
Thornton?
girl's name? Stark. What's her actual name in this fucking?
Kathleen
what actor?
Quinlan?
There you go.
Oh shit.
I've never heard of her. Or
She's
anything.
fine as hell. Just
Yeah,
saying,
she's
dude.
a cute pie. You get a little eye candy in this movie. There's Peters, by Kathleen. Oh, no, the other chick.
That's the other girl.
Stark is Jolie Richardson.
Okay.
Kathleen Quinion or whatever is Peters, the one with the lesbian haircut.
Mm.
Peters. She's the med tech, apparently.
Okay.
And then you get your funny
He's good.
person of color, Cooper.
He's good.
He does
He's a
that.
good, funny black guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
does
is
that.
funny.
He does that class. I mean, whatever. They would have the token black guy in horror movies,
True.
and he was always like number 1 or 2 to die. Will that be
They
the case in
flipped
Event
it, dude.
Horizon? We shall
Yes.
see.
Wow.
He
I'm
was
telling you,
good.
dude, this movie was ahead of its fucking
Wow,
time.
you know
bro.
what?
It was fucking
Yup.
progressive.
Holy
It's
hell.
fucking hilarious too. I liked it.
Yeah, and he's the comic relief of this. I don't think anybody else makes you
No,
laugh
no
in this
one's-
movie.
No one's laughing in this movie except
No,
for
he's the only thing that kind of lightens the mood a little bit. Yeah. And then rounding out the cast, we have Sean Pertwee as Smith, the bald dude. And there we go, man.
Okay.
Let's talk about the director, Paul W.S. Anderson, who at this time went as just Paul Anderson. There's also another famous Paul Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
They were both called Paul Anderson around this time, and then they both added something to the middle so that they wouldn't be confused.
Credited
Because
or
Paul W.S. Anderson, the director of this movie, is basically known as one of the worst directors in film. Right?
savage.
He's on the list, no doubt about it.
Wow.
And Paul Thomas Anderson is considered one of the best. He directed Boogie Nights and Magnolia and fucking
Well,
There
can I
Will
go
Be
through
Blood.
Some of Paul W.S. Anderson's movies real quick.
Oh yeah, I got a list right here. Right before Event Horizon, he directed Mortal Kombat 1995.
Yeah, come on. How you gonna say he's the worst? at it?
Yeah, that's probably one of the best movies of all time. Your soul is mine.
We're just gonna fucking do Mortal Kombat right now.
All
We got
right,
the
switch
whole
it up,
script.
switch
Here we go. Live reading of the Mortal Kombat script. Go.
Well, his first movie was one called Shopping. Had you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it only because I know about this.
Did you look at the trailer or anything?
No, I've never
It
watched
looks
it.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Fucking like young ass Jude Law.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have my curiosity.
Who else? Who else is in it? I mean, if he could get a cast like Event Horizon, I'm sure he had Jude Law and someone else.
Well, so he directed Mortal Kombat in 1995, which was a fucking financial success. It was a hit. I remember when we were fucking
Oh,
children.
for sure.
Mortal Kombat was the movie.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
watch it now. It is definitely one of the worst movies ever made. But
Well, part two.
but
part
there's
two
that
will give it
nostalgia to it. That's still cool. The costumes are cool.
Yeah.
You recognize shit from the video game.
Yeah. Plus, if you're a gamer, you could care less. You're about it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Especially if you played it. And now too, like the video game is so advanced. You see that Rambo just got released
Absolutely. Fucking RoboCop's in
into
it.
that? Terminator.
Yeah, man.
Alien.
Fucking Freddy Krueger's
Mhm.
in it.
They got the movies in there, dude.
Hitters. Yeah, so off of the success of that, they were like, dude, let's give this fucking guy Event Horizon. This very ambitious script that this guy wrote. What's this gentleman's name?
Philip
Philip
Eisner.
Eisner.
Who hasn't done shit?
I didn't look at his.
Like I did, and he hasn't done shit. Have you heard of something called Mutant Chronicles?
No.
No.
He literally on IMDb he has 4 fucking credits.
Okay, what are
And one of them is Event Horizon.
Is that his first?
I believe it was his second, but then Mutant Chronicles actually has a pretty good cast.
Is that like a fucking X-Men thing or what the fuck is that?
I have no idea. It's about actually
It's
about
about
in
mutants?
the 28th century. 4 rival corporations are a constant state of war for Earth.
Oh,
It has Ron Perlman though and John Malkovich and a guy named Thomas Jane.
Yeah. What year was this? This must have been directed
2009.
DVD. Yeah, directed DVD straight up.
Mm.
What else? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did like a fucking graphic novel, and that's it. That's all that motherfucker Philip Eisner has done.
So what I saw, he basically pitched The Shining in space, and the studio was like, "We're down."
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that Franco Escamilla joke that you showed us about the fruta and the vegetables.
Yeah.
Where he had an idea, and they were like, "Okay, do it," and then he was like, "Ah, fuck." Like, now I gotta.
No,
You're supposed to say no.
I
Right?
have a production company behind me. I got a deadline. I got
Yeah,
get this
Paramount's putting in big bucks. This movie is not a low budget movie. $60 million in
Jesus.
1997.
Some of the crew, did you like? Because I was looking at the rest of the crew. So the cinematographer is a guy named Adrian Biddle. This dude's fucking resume is Aliens.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he worked as something called a camera focus, which again you make sure the camera's in focus for the scenes on Alien, the original one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was the cinematographer on The Princess Bride, Judge Dredd, The Mummy,
So all
and his
hitters.
final movie he did was V for Vendetta.
Hey, good job,
Whoa.
man. Hey,
Yeah,
Pretty
dude.
good.
And so this dude did that fucking cinematography. The guy that did the music, Michael Kamen, that dude did the music for Last Action Hero,
Oh.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Roadhouse, Die Hard, Die Hard 2,
Die Harder?
and like, dude, and like 30,
The
40
list goes
other ones.
on,
Wow.
motherfucker.
Those
That
two
dude
dudes
is-
are fucking legends.
yeah, this is
Those are-
fucking
They were like 20 million of that 60.
yeah, for,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Also, yeah, you could tell that this movie, because the sets,
Yeah, they're fucking
are
great.
very good.
Yeah, yeah.
The ships, the Event Horizon itself is a beautiful fucking creation. You know,
Mhm.
We were trying to make fun of it at first when it started, but it holds up pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
it looks very good.
Yeah, big practical sets and everything.
Yeah,
The mid-90s were pretty bad because that's when computers were barely coming online and people really didn't know how to use them. So a lot of shit looks
Yeah.
fucking silly that
Yeah.
look dope as fuck.
Yeah, and you see some of that in this movie too.
Oh, yeah, that
with
does come
the when there's trying to do liquid. They
Yeah.
try to do liquid,
True,
it looks pretty
true.
bad. But other than that, I was pretty
Oh, yeah.
impressed by how
Yeah.
well they
You know,
held
when
up.
we were watching it, Oz had a comment about that fucking mechanical chair, dude.
Oh. that's coming.
The chair stole the movie.
That's coming.
The chair. I'm gonna get. That's Fishburne for
Oh,
half of the
man.
movie right there.
Anyway, back to Paul W.S. Anderson really quick. He directed that 1998 hitter Soldier with Kurt Russell. It's supposed to be an awful movie. I remember I watched it when I was a little kid and I
I don't
liked
think I
it.
watched that. No.
I watched it with my cousin Chava. Shout out to Chava.
So Chava.
We used to love that movie. Apparently, it's very bad, but it has Kurt Russell in it, so I don't see how bad it could be. I don't know. In 2002, he did Resident Evil. Fucking
Back to video games.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's actually I loved this movie when it came out. Like I was obsessed with it when it came out.
It was a good
2002. I was in
It was actually good.
I was in the 8th grade. I went to go see that shit in the movie theater, and I
Mhm.
was like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, at the
Machine guns and
it
zombies.
had fucking Slipknot on the soundtrack, so
Fucking
for
right.
sure.
Mila Jovovich in her absolute prime, like at her cutest, fucking like she looks perfect in that movie, man.
Hey,
I was
what-
like in love with her for like 2 years. Just I think I would watch it just to look at her fucking face.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
Probably.
Hey, what's up, Alice? My name's not Alice. All right, Alice.
After that, he directed Alien versus Predator in 2004, which I
Oh,
kind of
no.
like the first, I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes of that movie.
It's been a
It's
while.
pretty cool just how they find a tomb under a pyramid, and like just like the way it starts is actually pretty legit. The movie kind of falls apart.
I don't
as
remember it. I know I
as
only watched it once.
as it goes ahead, but it was actually pretty decent for some of the movie. So it's like this guy can kind of make good movies, but then he's just a silly fuck. Because after this, he goes into Death Race with fucking Jason Statham. Remember that movie? 2008?
I don't think I watched that.
No.
Have you seen the original?
Huh?
Have you seen the original?
No, I never have.
That's good.
But it was a Jason
Burt
Statham
Reynolds.
movie where they're like in a prison, but they would be races or whatever, and they have like guns on their cars or whatever.
Right.
So
It's called
sick.
Twisted Metal, sir.
I mean, basically, like if you beat or like if you win the tournament, they'll like let you go or some shit.
That's
like
pretty
that.
good. It's
So
a
they
good
get
deal.
Statham
It's a
in
good
there.
deal.
You know, he was already the transporter and shit. So
Okay.
you know, he went with cars. This was before the Fast and the Furious. You know, that was kind of a fun movie, but it was like just silly fucking bullshit. After that, he went back to Resident Evil in 2010. He directed a Three Musketeers movie, which I can only bet that it was awful.
Yeah,
Three
probably.
Musketeers. Who wants to see a fucking Three Musketeers movie right
Mm-mm.
now, man?
Not I.
I'm good off of that. Then went back to Resident Evil again. Then directed a movie Pompeii. I never watched it. But
Nope.
yeah, went back to another Resident Evil, and then he's making another movie called Monster Hunter that's supposed to be out this year, also starring Mila Jovovich, who he fucking married. Homeboy
Boss.
married Mila
Well, you know what, dude?
Jovovich.
Hey, Homeboy's not a bad-looking cat, bro. Just saying. All
And,
class.
all these movies from like 2010 to now, all the movies he's directed have starred her, I believe. This new movie.
Why not?
Yeah,
She gets
why the-
paid too. So
right?
Uh-huh.
and because of like Hollywood equality, like you got to pay her a lot.
True.
Man.
Oh, she's a
Gotta
legitimate
pay my
star.
wife.
Even though she's hardly in good movies, she's like a legitimate star.
Yeah,
People,
she's
I'll- I mean, if she's in it, I'll consider watching it. You
Mhm.
know, she's still hot. She still got it.
Mm-hmm.
She still got it. But we're not talking about Mila Jovovich, and we're talking about her husband, who directed Event Horizon. And let's get right into it, man. Because, I mean, as we spoke about in our All Hallows Eve episode, me and Bono we had a fear and a respect for this movie since we were children.
Till this day, man.
Yeah, that's why it has a soft spot in our hearts, you know? I remember, like, I didn't even watch it all when I was a little kid. I just watched the scene, and it was the scene, spoilers, if we're going to jump ahead, that where Justin is fucking out in space,
Yeah,
and
and
his
the-
skin is just fucking ripping open, his
Yeah.
blood coming out of his fucking eyes, and I saw that. I just watched like that minute or so, and I was like, "Ah, shit! Like I'm fucked. I'm fucked for like the next month,
And it's
I'm
just-
not gonna be able
That's
to
just
sleep."
space shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was like the evil part of it.
And I remember looking at the case because the case has that like their faces like in turquoise.
Yeah.
And I remember just looking at that, being like,
Dude, powerful 90s cases with all the fucking
Oh yeah, and then
profile
the
pics,
ship
yup.
was right under them and
Yup.
stuff, and it was just like, man, that looks fucking scary.
That is cool. We need to get that poster is what we need to do.
And the fucking Event Horizon itself was actually modeled after the Notre Dame Cathedral and shit.
Interesting.
The inside and like the corridors, and they tried to incorporate
What?
some of the shit from that
dude,
cathedral into the making of that
When
shit.
I went, it was closed, bro. So that would have been crazy.
you would
Fuck,
have
man.
fucking seen a little bit of the Event Horizon right there,
You'd be
buddy.
like, why do I feel like I just went back in time?
Oh my! Why am I in
Or
1997?
forward.
Anyway, so this movie starts off with like you get a scene in like 0G, so you fucking see a couple things floating around, and the camera slowly starts going to what you see is a dude floating around in the air.
Right.
And then as you get closer, you see that he's got like cuts all over him in his face, and he's screaming. And I think you go into like his mouth or something, and then Sam Neill just
Yeah, he wakes up.
ah. I think that was a perfect Sam Neill
Yeah, it's
impression.
age appropriate Sam Neill waking up.
from a scary dream. Some might call them nightmares, you know. But
mhm.
if you're in space, isn't it always night? I mean, I don't know,
I
man.
don't know. I wouldn't know. So.
Or it's always day, depending where the sun is, right?
I can't be near the sun, right? It'll blind you. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
were. Where were they? Pluto, Neptune. Where were they at?
No, they were orbiting Earth at this point. He was like in a space station, like
Oh,
right
that's
outside Earth, and it actually you could see them where like they're trying to throw in like exposition like immediately. It's kind of like it's pretty sloppy because he just wakes up and there's like 4 fucking pictures of his wife that are like taped right by his head, and he just goes Claire like as soon as he wakes up. It's just
Right.
like Jesus, man.
You
like,
already know. Yeah.
you're
Right
like,
away.
give me like let me say something first. Brush your teeth
Yeah.
or something. Be in the mirror. Look at your razor, which that does happen.
Mhm.
Then you could be like, oh, Claire. Not right off the fucking bat, Clairing me. No,
No.
not with it. But whatever. It's Sam Neill. He pulls it off.
It's okay.
He pulls it off. And then, yeah, so you're introduced there to Dr. Weir. And then you're introduced to the crew of the Lewis and Clark. You got Fish right there.
Led by Fish.
He's got Oz's favorite chair ever put
On his
It's the most
spaceship.
ridiculous shit.
It is. He has like this kind of. It looks like a claw kind of.
Yeah, like one of those
thing.
machines, the fucking claw machines.
Yeah, like a forklift or something. You know, that has like these claws or whatever. And it looks like really skinny and super uncomfortable to be sitting on. Like,
just swaying
It's
everywhere.
like, yeah,
but it's got one of those Dr. Evil levers, and
it's just hanging
and-
from the ceiling.
yeah, so he could 360 all around the ship,
Well,
no
dude,
matter what.
when he comes into frame, right when he goes into the control center, he's above the stair corridor, facing back of the ship, and he's backing up into his control center, and he like slowly turns.
Yeah. every person he addresses, he just like turns to them.
his chair.
Yeah, you kind of ruined that for me. I never fucking thought about that. So we were watching it.
That's
Together. Like,
true.
shit. And then yeah, it looks so silly, and you're like, man, this is like a tense scene because they're well, I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit actually, because so you meet the Lewis and Clark. Sam Neill has boarded their ship. They're going on a top secret mission, very secretive stuff. They go into these like water pods and shit, and then they're gonna
After showering together.
Yeah, they have to hypersleep because they got a transmission from the Event Horizon that was on an exploration mission. I believe it was 2015 or something like that.
No, it wasn't until like 2032. or
Okay,
some shit.
2032. It goes out. It has the capability to go into. It could bend time and space, basically travel at the speed of light, if not faster.
Using like a black hole.
Yeah. So
Black hole technology.
the reason why Weir is in it, or Sam Neill, is because he was the engineer and designer of the Event Horizon. So he's aware of like all the schematics and everything. So
He
he's
knows all the inner workings of the ship. He
Yeah.
designed it. He knows exactly how it works.
so he's on the ship, and everyone's just like, well, why the fuck is this guy here?
Like, why are we here? And then so it was all a big top secret mission until they finally get there. And I just wanted to go into these pods really quick because everybody just falls out of these fucking pods like they're just someone just gave birth to them or something, like a giraffe just gave birth. They just fall out of these pods, and Sam Neill's no fucking spring chicken. He
40 something. Easy.
he falls out of that fucking pod, and Bono was saying he's got a dad bod.
Super dad bod.
You know what? It's not bad, dude. He looks pretty good.
Look, man, when your shorts are
pretty
passing your
built.
belly button, you are hiding your stomach, sir. That is what is going on with Sam Neill in this movie.
I think he still had it. He still had something
He
going
looks
on for
okay.
the ladies.
He looks good.
But those sleep chambers that's the same shit from Futurama, right? Like that's what Futurama had to have copied, I would think, right?
Probably.
They're even tilted that way and everything. That's shit that Fry falls in
Really?
and he stays till the year 2000.
Not
I'm
sure.
assuming that they actually both probably
whatever.
came out around the same time. When the hell did fucking Futurama first start?
Like
airing?
90s for sure. I would say
Yeah, I would say
99.
probably. I would guess 97 if I had to.
Yeah,
They
probably.
might have come
Matt
up with it
Groening
first.
saw that and was like,
Maybe.
whoa.
Yes.
99.
99. Okay, yeah, they
A
watched
couple
Event
years.
Horizon. They watched Event Horizon. Little influence there.
Yeah, that was definitely the influence.
And then so he falls out. They all fall out of the pods, and I don't know.
Fucking things are ridiculous.
And they all like fuck up their knees. I'm sure maybe hit their fucking heads. They'll have concussions. And then you're introduced to the character of Cooper right there, who's just walking around in
Oh,
a
yeah,
towel,
just strutting it,
offering
dude.
coffee, just throwing out those one-line hitters for
Zinger.
everybody. He does a little that Me Too, that little space Me Too
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there with what's her name?
Stark.
Right? The cutie little blonde.
Oh yeah.
And
He shot his shot.
So he's offering everybody coffee, and then he looks at her and he's like, "Do you want something hot and black inside of you?" Damn!
Right out of her hypersleep too. It was like, let me get
man.
my footing first.
Yeah,
you know.
man. I don't even think she's capable of producing moisture down there. That thing's not woke up yet. They just got out of fucking hypersleep, bro.
Yeah, homeboy shredded, just strutting it. Dude.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. But Stark doesn't take his shit, gives it right back to him, and he's just like, "All right, well, do you want coffee then?"
Fine.
Yeah. And then that's where Sam Neill explains to them about the Event Horizon, that it was on this mission to go to Neptune or something. Of something that should have taken 1,000 years to go a regular ship, but because of his technology, we're literally fucking bends fucking time.
Shit makes a black hole. That's nuts.
It was able to get to Neptune in like a few months.
Like
or
in
something?
that moment, it creates a wormhole that puts you in the position you want to be in real time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking crazy. I mean, if you think about it.
So he describes that whole thing to them.
And it's funny
it
too,
works.
because he's just like, "Oh yeah, you wouldn't understand." It's like, motherfucker, all these people are astronauts. You know, they must.
Fish doesn't take no shit. He's
Try
like,
us.
Try us.
Come on, dude.
Dude, he is completely humorless in this movie. Fish plays this shit completely
He's the
straight.
fucking captain, bro. He can't be fucking around,
Yeah,
dude. Leave that a
fucking-
Cooper, all right? Leave it a Coop.
I feel like that was a show, right? Leave it to Cooper? No?
Hanging with Cooper.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, well, everything's being set up right here. And then Dr. Weir also tells them they also recovered like a distress signal. And it's just like this weird sound, which is just basically like
Bunch of people
Scream.
stay
yelling.
away sounds.
Yeah.
Don't come anywhere near here sounds.
So come to find out too, as we were saying, there's a couple deleted scenes. We just watched one of them, and that's the backstory to that particular audio file. So they call in Sam Neill that they received the transmission from the Event Horizon from whatever military fucking chapter fucking side there is. So they contact him and they show him, hey, your vessel actually came back and it sent back a transmission after did they say a year or how many times?
7 years.
7 years,
Yeah, it's been
right?
on a while, yeah. And the beginning scrolls of the movie, it says that it's like the worst space disaster in,
That's true, yeah.
history or whatever. This giant vessel, which they show when the Lewis and Clark comes up on it, and you're in the Lewis and Clark for a while, and it seems like a pretty big ship. They're
Right.
going up and down the motherfucker, and it gets to the Event Horizon, and it's like 20 times bigger or
Fuck,
something.
like
that
100
star.
times bigger, dude. Massive.
Yeah, so that's like a fucking city in there or something, man.
It's like a TIE fighter versus a Death Star.
Okay.
Okay. For you Star Wars fans out
Yeah.
there, you know exactly what we're talking about.
And in that little message, the bad guy from The Patriot, DJ
Isaacs.
Oscar Isaacs, he's just like, I think I heard a little bit of Latin in there.
Yeah.
And he plays it back, and he's just like, I think it's saying save me and shit. So they're like, all right, well, that's not good.
Nope.
That's not good, but whatever. And then that's where they get into the space storm, and we get into that chair action. Because we're not only is he on that chair, but they're like in a space storm. So the ship's like moving around.
Yeah, they're entering orbit.
So it makes the fucking it makes the chair look like move around, and it looks so stupid.
Wasn't very stable.
No,
not at all.
This chair is so impractical. Like, no, man.
I wonder if Fishburne felt unsafe during the shooting of the shit because he was swinging pretty heavy.
Yeah, just hanging onto hanging onto that handle for dear
Slow
Lord.
this shit down. There's no brake on this fucking thing.
Yeah, and so they get there, and they're like right in front of the event horizon. And I'm telling you, the ship's design is beautiful, man. The
Right.
beginning of in the front of the ship's really awesome. And they're just standing there, and it's just like event horizon, all big. It's kind of like a fucking Titanic or something.
Yeah, massive.
Which also came out in 1997,
Massive
by the way.
starship.
And then so they're gonna Peters, Miller, and Justin are all gonna go in, and when Weir's like, "Well, I want to go in too. It's my goddamn ship," but fucking Fish is like, "Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm the cat. I'm the man of the house. You know, I'm gonna fucking decide what's up. You just watch through the video, tell us where we're fucking going and shit." And there's no gravity in the event horizon at this point, so they all have these.
That they pressurize it. They gotta fix the power.
The magnet boots.
Yeah, those face-off boots, really, which I believe came out this year too. Jesus,
What else came out this fucking year, dude?
Oh, dude, there was hitters in '97, man.
You said Titanic. If that was that 97, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Titanic, highest grossing movie of 1997. Of course, it was the highest grossing movie of all time up until like last
Avatar
year.
or some shit.
Oh yeah, Avatar, and then last year, right? And then Avatar beat it, and then
Avengers
finally became number one like last year. But number 2 was The Lost World Jurassic Park.
Damn.
Number 3, Men in Black. Number 4, Tomorrow Never Dies. Number 5, Air Force One.
Whoo.
6, As Good as It Gets. Number 7, Liar Liar. Oh shit. Guess what? Okay, Fifth Element, number 9. Guess what number 11 was?
I don't know, dude.
Bean.
Hey, Rowan, baby.
Number fucking 12, a fucking Electro and Bono favorite Hall of Famer.
What do we got, dude?
The fucking Disney classic Hercules.
I love that fucking movie.
13, the other movie in question, Face Off.
Ooh.
That's number 13. Running up after Face Off, we got Batman and Robin.
Holy shit. Damn.
We also got Good Will Hunting, fucking Con Air, Dante's Peak, bro.
Ooh.
Damn, what the
Flubber, George of the Jungle, Scream 2.
Yes.
Hitters. 1997 was a hell of
Good
a
fucking year,
buddy.
Good year.
Devil's Advocate, Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Oh shit.
Watch out. Anaconda, dude.
On Netflix.
Starship Troopers, Spawn, Volcano.
Dude, 2 volcano movies in the year.
Jackie Brown, that's the number 39 movie of the
What's
year.
up, baby.
Right
Tarantino,
under Jackie Brown, we had Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Good one.
Damn.
Donnie Brasco, Nothing to Lose. Copland.
Oh god.
Ooh, another
Okay,
hitter.
Stop the list.
Another hitter. Mouse Hunt. That was a great fucking movie, dude. Nathan Lane going after a mouse. Terrific shit. Boogie Nights, Private Parts, Beverly Hills Ninja, dude. Selena, my boy, that's number 62. The Edge, The Relic, those are fucking great movies too. What else we got here? Home Alone 3.
Damn, Home Alone 3.
The first one without the Culkin right there.
Wow.
And then we go down to number 77, Event Horizon.
It's okay.
Out of
It's
100, out of the top 100 movies, it was number 77.
You made the list? Though?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Way
dude.
ahead of its time too.
Oh,
so.
you know what was not what didn't make as much money as Event Horizon? Good Burger at number 82.
No way.
So
That's a real.
so
That's
fuck you.
The cult classic.
At number
right?
87, the classic Jamie Foxx movie Booty Call.
Ooh.
So
That's
that's
great.
out
It's
there
another great
too.
one.
And what Chasing Amy 96. And yeah, that's about
That's
it.
about it, huh?
Number 100, Jackie Chan's First Strike.
Oh, now that's a fucking classic right there, dude. Fuck yeah, that one and Super Cop. Those are coming. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
I'll have my
man.
dad in for that one. I
It seemed
swear
like
to God.
1997 was actually a pretty fucking stacked ass year, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell of a year for film. Hell of a year.
Fucking actors up the ass on all of those, dude.
Oh yeah, a bunch of hitters. Anyway, back to the Event Horizon.
Damn.
That's where Justin starts making his way to the core, and he goes through that corridor that's like a meat grinder and shit.
Oh yeah.
That spinning thing, which is supposedly, according to the trivia, supposed to represent the 7 layers of hell or whatever, and then like the Dante's Inferno, and then the center, the core, blah blah blah. I don't know. It's supposed to
Or like
have
ice.
some kind of significant fucking shit right there with hell. There's a big hell theme in this movie, as
you come to
we-
find
as
out.
we learn, as we're about to learn.
Yep.
Because Justin gets to that core, which that room itself, it's like so dramatic. Like, what was Weir thinking when he's fucking designing this shit? I want some medieval fucking corridor
Mhm.
that's designed after the 7 layers of hell, of course. Right in the center, we're gonna have this elaborate fucking sphere that has like a couple of layers going, some lights for dramatic effect.
Yep.
It should be in a sphere, kind of like Cerebro from the X-Men
Yeah.
movies. What do you guys
Let's
think?
just throw some spikes in there. What the fuck you guys think? Every one of these panels needs spikes.
Yeah, let's make this
Yeah,
the
dude, so
scariest
many
fucking-
spikes.
Let's make this the scariest room fucking possible.
It's the main room. Let's make it the main room for the core.
Yeah. And so Justin gets in there. There's like a bunch of liquid floating in the air. The fucking portal opens, and there's just like a big watery portal right there.
Right.
Pretty.
So
pretty
when they
shitty.
dock with the Event Horizon, Stark does a bioscan and she gets abnormal readings, right? She's like, well, I'm getting life readings all through the ship, but the ship is like minus 50 degrees. Like, how the fuck and where the fuck are they? I can't locate them. So then that's when Baby Bear goes and he's strapped in with the cable and everything because it's no gravity. He has the magnet boots and it's fucking freezing.
Mhm.
So then that's why you see all the shit everywhere.
And also, what's her fucking name? The chick. Peters. She finds this floating body that's like frozen and like his face is all fucking cut up. And
Right.
stuff.
So he goes to the core and then they go to the master control room to retrieve the captain's log and to power up the ship if it had power.
Yeah. And so Justin gets sucked in. He's like touching it, which again, it's just like, why are you fucking with this fucking space goo, bro? Get the fuck out of there, man.
Yeah. So it aligns and opens up just kind of like a black matter portal.
Stargate,
Black hole.
man. Fucking
Yeah.
Stargate.
Yeah,
opens
straight up black. Yeah, there you go. A little Stargate action.
Yeah, that must have come out a few years before this.
Few months. I just actually looked.
Really?
It up.
Was
They're like,
Stargate on that list? I didn't mention
Dude, they were
Stargate.
waiting for Stargate. They're like, dude,
Well,
the fucking
the
portal.
TV show came out
Oh.
in '97.
Okay.
Okay.
And then probably
the
Face-
movie-
July '97.
Probably
The movie
Face Off
came
came out a little before this too. They're like, bro, they have magnet boots. Let's get
Oh,
those
okay.
fucking boots in there.
Okay.
See Event Horizon.
It's that guy, right? He didn't know how. He had the idea and he had to come up with a movie. He was like, okay, I'm taking all this shit from all these other movies. Just gonna put it in there.
This will
Fuck
work.
it.
This will work.
Statistically, it has to. So it pulls Justin in. Cooper comes for the rescue. He's like, that's my fucking boy. I need to go get his ass. And then they pull him out. And when they pull him out, or not before they pull him out, like the portal lets out like a fucking,
Like an energy blast.
yeah, like a fucking, exactly, a blast. And it fucks up the Lewis and Clark. There's fucking sparks everywhere,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Everything in that ship can produce sparks because they were
did.
fucking raining
Mhm.
in fucking sparks, bro. And yeah, so Cooper's at that point. Justin's just floating around the room. Cooper comes and gets some, and then so it fucked up the ship. So all of the crew is now forced to board the Event Horizon.
Correct.
And the bald guy, I forget his fucking name, but
He's like the ship mechanic or
Yeah.
the mechanical engineer of the Lewis and Clark.
that dude's like, I ain't going in that fucking ship. And he was just like, dude, you got no fucking choice, buddy. We
Mhm.
all have to board the fucking ship. They're like, all right, throw on the gravity. The fucking floating body falls and shatters all over the place.
Cool scene too. It's fucking super close up and everything.
It's pretty awesome. You know what? I'm sure it was in the deleted scenes because they never fucking mention it or make attention to it in the film. But behind the main room where they're looking at all the control panels, behind them is just like bodies caked into the wall, skulls and blood
Yeah.
everywhere. They never mention it or
Looks
are
like
like, what the fuck
webs.
is this?
Yeah,
Well, that's normal.
Like webs and shit. Looks like webs,
Yeah.
but it's like organs and fucking
It
body.
looks like at the end of the War of the Worlds when
Oh,
the
yeah,
red
yeah.
weed is
That's
just
a-
taking
yep.
over everything.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that, but there's just skulls in this. It also looks like an Indiana Jones movie,
Yeah.
right? It just fucking skulls everywhere, and they're like really casual
Yeah.
about hanging around what is like a pretty gruesome fucking scene, man. And they never. I'm sure that
I
has
don't
to
even
be
put
somewhere.
a tarp or nothing.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
It's like, oh, well,
Is
that's
everybody
rare.
cool with this?
Yeah.
Is everybody cool with this?
Well,
Say
we
no.
can't access those controls. Okay, let's use these.
Yeah. And then you get your timer. They find out we got 20 hours of oxygen in the Event Horizon. So you guys better you have 20 hours to fix the ship or we're all gonna fucking die. So
Right.
then you see that Justin, he's just in a coma and he's in one of those eye open comas, which is just, they're not doing anything for him.
Nothing.
They're not putting eye drops in those fucking things. His eyes are gonna dry up, right? You can't just have open eyes.
Cold ass
In
ship.
space?
Yeah.
No fucking chance. You just went through a black hole, sir. Those eyes have seen some shit.
These eyes.
And you know what? You know what I do like about this whole thing too? On the Lewis and Clark and on the Event Horizon, just how you mentioned earlier, like the Shining approach to it.
Mhm.
They're going through a bunch of corridors. Of course, yeah, you know the main corridor that takes you to the core, that separates the core from the control room. But when they're navigating through the main ship cockpit, they're dropping, they're going up. There's an
Yeah.
elevator goes in, so you don't exactly gauge where they're at in time, other than their communication. They're like, "Hey, where you at?" "Oh, I'm on the upper deck." "Well, where the fuck is the person that just asked that?" You know,
Mhm.
what lab? How far away are they from the thing? So it's kind of like,
Kind of overlooky,
Yeah.
right? You know, you got your sets. You know, the main control room or whatever is kind of like the lobby or something.
right?
Bad food.
Bad food, exactly. Yeah,
No
exactly.
food, in fact.
Space
I-
sandwiches.
There's some connections between The Shining and this. The more you watch it and think about The Shining, you're like, oh, you know what? This kind of is a Shining rip,
Mhm.
a little
hell
bit.
yeah.
In space.
It starts with Sam Neill, which might as well be his name. Might as well be Jack
Jack
Torrance.
Torrance.
Yeah.
He's like at first he's kind of a good guy, but he's kind of a dick. Like he
Yeah.
just is kind of like fighting them a little bit. Like no, like it's cool. And he's like it's cool, kind of like that. Jack is like no, I love it here, or whatever. Even though crazy shit is
I'm
starting
sure
to
it'll
happen.
work out just fine.
Mm-hmm. And he's just like, no, it's good. You know, little Charlie Day, right? And you know, he slowly goes crazy, and then he tries to fucking kill them.
Right.
So it's
That's
kind
The
of
Shining.
yeah,
That is
exactly,
100%.
Yeah, it's like some dude that was somewhat unhinged at the beginning goes to this thing. The place possesses him or takes over him, and then he goes crazy.
That's The
Kills
Shining.
everyone. That's Shining
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
space. Well, tune in next.
Yeah. And blood waterfall and everything.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's basically The Shining.
So yeah, so that's what kind of weird. So fucking Fish at this point is just like, all right, motherfucker, what's happening here, dude?
Right.
You give me no fucking answers, and that's when he explains, like, all right, this thing's basically a black hole. It's a black hole technology, and it's who knows where it went. It's been missing for 7 years. We don't know where the fuck it was, and then it just showed up again. And then he's just like, well, what the fuck? And then the blonde chick pulls Fish aside, and she's like, look, here's what's going down. Because at this point, they're already everybody's seen like some hallucinations.
Right.
The lesbian haircut girl, Peters, I think her name's
Peters, yeah.
She sees like her son. And all these stories are I feel like there was probably more to these stories in the deleted scenes.
Right.
They're probably, the visions probably made more sense or something. But she has like a son.
You get you get a mild sense of everyone right when they're all getting introduced to Dr. Weir, because Peters is like on what today looks like an iPad. The only digital screen is on her fucking iPad personal device. And she's watching her kid back home in a wheelchair, and she's like, "Oh well, I had to do this mission, so I'll have him for Christmas. So it's like summertime, so it's like I can't spend the summer with him." So she's all bummed out about that. But you don't really get too much insight about anyone else. To be honest, it's just like her.
Pretty much. Well, you get her, so she's being tortured by like projections of her son. She starts seeing her son around the shit,
right?
And then Fish, he starts hearing this guy who he like let die in a mission.
Yeah, one of his crew members. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was like apocalypse now and shit.
A little bit, yeah. There was a little bit of a space accident, some space fire.
A Vietnamese napalm space fire.
He gives this really cool speech about like, do you know how have you ever seen like a fire in zero gravity? It's like, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's like comes in waves and shit. And he was talking about like the waves of fire that were just fucking coming onto this dude, So that sounds fucking crazy.
Bro, if that was part of the missing footage, we missed out on some gorgeous shit.
Who knows?
Dude getting burned by waves of fire.
Waves of fire.
Yeah.
Zero gravity fire.
Yeah, who knows? And then they all kind of go through some visions, and then Sam Neill has a vision because something goes wrong. He has to go into these fucking cyber ducts.
Oh, that's right.
These really cool fucking green
fucking motherboard panels.
Yeah. Motherboard tunnels. Dude, it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
It's a cool looking scene.
Little Die Hard action going that shit, right? Which we come to realize this guy, who's the guy who did the what?
What?
The cinematography? The cinematography?
Michael came in, did the music, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he's like, hey, dude, corridors, dude.
Yeah.
This dude ducks.
Let me throw a little pitch at you guys. Ducks worked in Die Hard. People loved them.
Add some green to that, you're good.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And then he finds like the little spark and he's going to fix it. And then he sees his dead wife, which is Claire, that we are introduced to in the first second of the movie.
Yeah.
And then she has no eyes. And she basically tells him, come and stay with me forever. Like the fucking twins. Come play with us, daddy. Exactly.
Right there, the Grady twins.
Yeah, man.
But dude, that shot too, where he's in those ducks and he hears the voice and it like zooms into his face. And the foreground, like, it goes to that infinite expand behind him, so it seems like it's man. It gives me chills, bro, because that scene is just fucking, it's good.
That was like classically that shot. I think Alfred Hitchcock was like the one that
fantastic.
First used it,
Thank you for that, because goddamn, it's
like
a good
like
fucking
Vertigo
shot.
or something that it zooms in on the person, but the background looks like it's like
expanding forever
apart. Yeah,
that's sick.
Pretty awesome shit. And then they find the video of the crew left behind, right? They're like, oh, we're about to we're about to jump to fucking Neptune, and they were like all happy. We're not gonna fucking rape each other or anything.
Nothing.
There will be no sodomy.
all
There will
love.
be no torture. There will be no rape.
Yeah, there won't be no
no
eating out.
cannibalism.
None of
None
that.
that's gonna happen. I'm sure Neptune's a peaceful place.
Well, actually, they're heading to Alpha Centauri. That's why it's so far away.
Weren't they
Okay.
headed to? No.
They were
They were heading
at-
to Alpha Centauri, but when it comes back 7 years later, it shows up next to
Yeah,
Neptune.
so they were literally
Oh.
at the last end of our solar system, about to jump to go to the furthest star, and then that's where it was gonna break away.
They're about to hit 88 miles an hour,
We're gonna about to see some serious shit.
and then all hell went. loose.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally.
And then that's where you see, because the captain, when he signs off like in Latin or something. So
Right.
that's where it comes to play that he's saying some Latin shit in that fucking distress fucking call that they got.
which was the transmission that made it through.
And then the blonde chick puts Fish aside, and she's like, "Look, my scientific fucking brain is telling me that this ship is fucking tapped into all of us. It's showing us all fucking visions and stuff." And Fish is just like, "Yeah, it knew about like my deepest, darkest secret and fear, and it's
Mhm.
fucking with me with it, you know." And it's doing that with Peters and with Weir too.
Well, actually, Fishman's kind of being a dick at this time because he knows he needs to get this done because they have a time limit, right? I think 3 hours have passed and nothing's
Oh, yeah.
happened.
Yeah, they're just
they haven't
chilling.
done shit.
Exactly.
It's 3 hours of oxygen gone.
We found the video, the video log.
A couple filters on there. Took 3 hours of editing. We're good now.
Yeah.
But she's explaining to him. She's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something." Well, hurry up.
Yeah.
Tell me what the
I'm
fuck you
trying
need
to
to
get down to the end of this fucking hall that's long.
Hurry up.
God damn it. And he's just like, "Are you telling me this ship is alive?" Like, he's just so mean to everybody. He's so
Well,
stern.
He's frustrated, man. He's frustrated.
He's so fucking
His
stern,
ship,
man.
Lewis and Clark's in bad shape. Coop and the engineer trying to fix it. Then you get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
he's trying to keep his people alive.
Yeah, and then at that point, fucking Justin goes missing, and Peters was supposed to be watching him,
Yeah.
but they were hearing fucking banging on the doors and shit, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And then Weir, at this point, he's already losing his mind because he already saw his dead wife tell him to come and spend
Right.
fucking eternity with fucking her and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's sitting like in the captain's chair, slowly going insane.
A better captain's chair, okay?
Much more
Legit.
graceful.
Yeah.
More comfortable.
It still does the spinning thing as we see in their video when they're about to go off. I think he does a little spin in it. Yeah, but way more practical.
Yeah, it's not hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's not a fucking claw.
It's bolted to the ground,
yeah, he's got
for
like
safety.
a command center around. He's got all the shit. Right there.
Yeah.
Fucking Fish didn't have even anything in front of him. He was just floating inconveniently.
That's why he's so
like
pissed.
a foot or 2 feet above the air.
That's why he's mad. He's like, look at what this dude gets.
Yeah.
The
Right.
black captain gets a shitty
Wow.
spinning chair.
Okay, I thought this movie was progressive. Maybe not. Gave him the Lewis and Clark was an inferior ship. They
Wow.
gave it to the black fucking pilot. Wow.
Well, I'm sure all the funding went out the door when the fucking Event Horizon went missing. So
Right?
Yeah. They were like, yeah, we're not building expensive giant
You're
cathedral
like,
ships.
that literally cost all the money in the world to build that,
Yeah.
and we lost it the first trip.
So we let a guy build a cathedral ship. We're never doing that again. It disappeared.
It was the Titanic. Same year Titanic came out.
Mhm.
Same deal.
Exactly.
Bas-
Maiden
Bastardo.
voyage, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to America, boys.
Yeah, so something's trying to get in. More sparks are just fucking flying. This is a sparky ship. man.
Open the door.
Yeah, and then Weir's just like, open the door, bro. That's where, if this was The Shining, this is the scene where Jack is just staring out the window like a psycho.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
He's at that point where he's like, I'm still not going to kill him, but I'm thinking about it.
I just need to open this door, dude. That's it.
Yeah, let's fucking let in whatever fucking evil's trying to get in. And then
Fucking Stark puts him on a fucking chicken wing, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Just gets
exactly. Yeah, he's about to go
Grabs him.
open the door, and they're like, "What? fucking Dr. Grant, no, right? And then Weir gets him in that chicken wing, diffuses the whole fucking situation.
Right.
But then at that fucking point, you find out that Justin fucking got himself into like an airlock to go out into space because he's like in some kind of hell trance or something.
Right.
And they're like, bro, open the door. And he's just like, dude, I've kind of seen like hell and shit. And it's like really awful. And we're all in for some shit.
Just let me fucking die, please.
Yeah. It's like,
you
so
know
I'm
that
just
book they wrote about it? Way wrong.
it's
so
fucking
much
way
worse.
We're going to get sodomized, bro.
Pipes, sir, pipes.
Do you know how much fucking pipe there is in here?
You know how much fucking barbed wire there is in hell?
Oh my God. There's little flame right there, actually. It's all fucking like medieval torture. Or fuck. The medieval ones had it right.
So yeah,
So he gets sucked out into space.
well,
he
right
comes-
before that, yeah, he comes to because the alarm goes off, triggers something in his head, and he kind of snaps out of that little hell trance, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? Open the door.
Mhm.
Why the fuck am I out here?" And then the air pressure starts dropping, and you see his face start like imploding, and the veins start popping out, and he starts bleeding from his eyes, and there's 10 seconds.
And then fucking Fish, he's Superman flying his way over there. Like,
well, he was doing a status check, right? He was over on the Lewis and Clark. They were
Yeah.
fixing it.
they're like almost done fixing this motherfucker too.
Right.
So, you know,
So,
good news. But
they
when
let-
he's
they let him
Superman
know-
flying is fucking sick.
It is
shot.
good.
Yeah, he's flying through space.
Yeah, like he's like in the middle of like kind of like a little tunnel or something. But there's a bunch of bars, so he's just like pushing his way through it. It's just a
Pretty
steady flight.
So
What you
yeah,
gonna say,
they
Vaughn?
radio him in that he's gonna be escaping from the pod, and so yeah, he's kind of instructing Justin there on what to do, telling him to ball up and release the oxygen
from
his lungs, or else his lungs are gonna pop, and that's a wrap.
close his eyes. I feel
Mhm.
like he does none of those things.
Fuck no.
Well, he starts curling up, but then he fucking just lays out.
Yeah.
His eyes are open and blood's coming out of his mouth. So I feel like he took very little of Fish's advice on, on that one. And then
Completely
whatever.
disobeyed him.
yes, but they get him back in, and he's just like having bloody fucking seizures. He's like a
Yeah.
bloody fucking mess. At that point, you like just
Kill him.
right?
Let him go,
Throw him back
dude.
out.
You just leave him out there,
Yeah.
man. Just let him finish fucking imploding or whatever.
Turn into that popsicle.
And then
He'll
that's
float.
where Fish starts hearing more of the screaming. He touches the ship, and then he sees visions of all of his crew members in this fucking like medieval hell, all being tortured.
Right.
And he's like, God help us. So fuck, And then at that point, fucking Oscar Isaacs is like, hey, like, I know we haven't been getting a lot of good news, but I
Right.
kind of translated this fucking thing, the Latin, and it didn't say save me.
me.
It says save yourself from hell
From hell.
in Latin. So
My
what do you
bad.
think?
My bad.
what do you think? And then Fish is like, do you believe in hell? Do you believe that this ship went through hell? And he's just like, like, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, bro.
Can you imagine?
Could be. And at this fucking point, Cooper and other guy, they're just like, dude, the ship's gonna be ready in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, we at the door,
Mhm.
bro. And then he's just like, cool. Everybody get their
The
shit
Cooper
together.
guarantee.
Yeah, everybody get their shit together. We're getting off of this motherfucker.
Right.
And then that's when the girls finally do something useful, and they finish decrypting the
The video.
The men saved her.
Yeah, Fish was flying earlier. Women, what the fuck were you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, the other men fixed the ship. And Sam Neill built that cathedral. What the hell are you guys even doing? Okay, at least you fucking decoded the fucking video.
Thank you.
you.
Took you fucking 10 hours.
And then Fish is like, let me see that shit. You know, and they play it, and then that's where you see like the fucking hell orgy where they're just fucking each other and they're just full of blood.
Full cannibalism.
Yeah, they're eating each other. Yeah, pipes through the fucking anus. A woman is fucking
Getting like,
pegging some dude from behind with a fucking pipe.
yep.
A dude like puts his hand into another dude's mouth and just fucking pulls out his fucking guts.
Yeah, they put like a
Yeah.
nail or a rod through the captain's face.
Mhm.
Comes straight out of his fucking teeth.
Yeah, and then it's the captain, right? The captain's holding his eyes in his hand.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
pulls his own eyes out.
And then he gives the message that they heard, where it says "save yourself from hell" and shit. And I was telling Bono that Pan's Labyrinth fucking
Total rip.
took
Total
some of
rip.
that monster that had the eyes in his hands.
That's
Yeah.
what it's from.
You're
Man, no,
welcome,
it's not.
Pan's
It's from
Labyrinth.
All Real Monsters. Come on, let's be real.
fuck.
Oh,
Get outta here.
shit, You're right.
Fuck.
Fucking the original,
You're
man.
right. You're right.
I forgot about that shit, man.
You're
My
right.
bad. My bad. We'll go back. We'll edit all that out. And the visions from hell were inspired by like 16th century Renaissance fucking art, where it was like showing all these crazy traps and torture that they may or may not have been doing around this fucking time.
And it sucks.
shit.
It sucks too because you get maybe like 15 seconds of total time of like all this gore, you know, because the film is like super grainy. They're all a bunch of flash
The
cutscenes.
flashes
Of
are
course,
quick.
we
They're
saw
quick.
the slow mo, so we can really see. So if you do yourselves a favor and go on YouTube,
If you want to see something like
Nah,
that, because
come
it's
on.
pretty messed up.
it's good. It's Halloween, you know.
It was
scare
very
yourself
ahead
up.
of its fucking time. For that to be like a movie released by Paramount that wasn't like a
That's
fucking,
probably why it got like dumbed down a little bit. You know, they had to soften it up because it was a big fucking production company. I'm sure there's tons of
The-
gory ass movies that came out way before that and all that shit.
Yeah,
With way more shit.
they cut 30 minutes out of this movie.
Man.
Yeah, it was too horrific. They're just test screenings. People were just like, "This is fucking awful, man." Like,
What a
no.
shame, dude. What a fucking shame.
Yeah, and then that's when Fish is like, "Fuck this shit. We're fucking out of here, man. We're done with this after that fucking sex orgy. We need to get the
He's
fuck
like,
out of here."
Please, sir, what are we gonna? We're going home.
Yeah, and then fucking Dr. Weir is just like, "Bro, we're here on a fucking mission, dude."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, it was to fucking save the crew, and the crew's all fucking dead. So we out. We're blowing this ship up. Fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit.
And then as that's happening, like, I don't know, something else starts going wrong, and then Sam Neill starts like backing up into the car, into the back, and he tells him like, "If you don't come with us, like, you're gonna walk home." And he's like, "I am home." And then he just goes into the fucking
The
shadows.
shadows. Good stuff.
And he also, right before that, he tells him, "You can't leave. She
It
won't let you." I was like, "Oh no, buddy."
Oh man.
So they all got their fucking orders. Peters and Smith, the bald guy,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting like the oxygen so they could have enough oxygen to get back home. And then as that's happening, fucking Peters gets another projection of her child, which is just a dumb bitch move. You already know your son is not up there.
Right.
You know this ship is fucking with you. Why are you fucking chasing around your ghost child, you dumb bitch? You know this
Right.
ship's trying
It's
to
a
fucking...
trance.
Yeah, they're
It's
so
that
entranced.
powerful.
Yeah, and
It's a dumb bitch trance.
It's
apparently.
love. It's child love. She's like a mom. But during this time too, Isaac's over here. He's the med guy as well, so he's getting supplies. He's over at the med bay trying to get some shit, right? And come to find out, who the fuck's in the room with him?
No, not yet. You're getting ahead of
Is
yourself.
it? No, I thought it was during the same time.
Well, kind of. So, while that's happening, she gets a child projection, and it tricks her into fucking plummeting to her death. Basically, she falls down. and,
right.
Like the child, she follows it up a couple of fucking flight of like ladders,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like across the hall, and she runs at him, and she falls down basically she falls on top of like the core. Basically, she hits a bunch of she Titanics her way down.
Yep, they got it
Again,
oh,
see Titanic,
shit.
dude. This is like the greatest hits of 1997 all right
In one
here in this
movie.
fucking movie.
Holy shit!
You get the Titanic fall. She falls in there. She makes all the water around it bloody. Now.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
little bloody stew
Yeah,
for the core, and then what's his name? Sam Neill gets in there because he's already decided he's gonna like go into the ship and not leave.
right.
And he sees her dead, and he's still compassionate at that point. He sees her dead, and he's like, fuck, like this bitch
Peters
is dead and shit.
Peters.
And then
That
he
sucks.
gets down on his knees, and he's kind of like, you know, I don't know, looking at her.
Why?
And then he gets another vision of his wife, and he like sees her like kill herself and shit. So she like killed herself in the bath that she slit her wrist.
No.
And So he's like begging her not to do it, and he's like saying that he's sorry that he wasn't there. So I mean, I'm assuming like he probably dedicated his life to building this ship, and it caused his wife to kill herself.
Cost him his marriage. Cost him his wife.
Yeah. And then so he's like all telling her not to. It's like, I'm so alone. And they're like, there's a tub. She kills herself in the tub. There's another shining thing. Dead woman in a tub. And then he's hugging her, titties in his fucking face.
Yup.
And then right after that in the movie, that's when Jack Torrance really loses it.
Yup.
And that's when this guy really loses it and tears his
Exactly.
eyes
He
out.
tears his own eyes out.
Yeah, because in the vision, his wife sticks her thumbs into his eye socket.
Right.
But then you see that that's not really happening. He's just
Doing it to
fucking
himself.
Yeah, he's gouging his own eyes out, and then he's full Jack Torrance. That's it. He's
Mhm.
gonna fucking try to fucking kill everybody, and that's when he's gonna.
Oh, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Well, then after that, he gets a bomb and blows up the Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
The bald guy's fucking looking for the bomb, and you said it yourself. Like he could have totally stopped.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's a disarm button touchscreen. Okay, the only other touchscreen in this fucking movie is on the bomb.
Yeah, and it says he could disarm it when he finds the bomb, but he just decides to
He's
like,
like, no,
he
there's
just
nothing I
decides-
could do.
It's like, let me put my face as close to this bomb as I can, so
let
I
me
can
give
die.
a little bitch weep,
Yeah,
and then just die.
blows up.
Yeah, so he blows up, and then after that, Fish tells Oscar Isaacs, "Hey, fucking Weir went crazy. He just blew up the Lewis and Clark. We need to fucking kill him." And
Yeah, watch
Isaacs
out.
is just like, "Don't trip."
You don't have to worry about
Yeah, it's
it.
like, I'm gonna take care of this shit. Here's a saw. I'm gonna saw this motherfucker. And he turns around, and then fucking Weir all of a sudden got like Imhotep strength. And he grabs
Yeah.
him by the neck, and he puts him all the way up. He starts throwing him all over the fucking room, all over the
Right,
place.
Right.
And then he puts him on the operating table, and then they don't really show.
They
but,
don't.
But he sells it with his face because they're just showing his face, and they just don't go like, "Ugh," and then he's just like bleeding
Blood
from
coming
his
out the mouth.
and you're just seeing him grab different tools.
And his
with
like he's
bloody
getting
hand.
he's getting bloodier as he's getting scalpel.
Mhm.
He gets the scalpel.
Then he gets needle and thread. And
Right.
shit.
Right.
And then Fish fucking gets in there. And again, that's when we were watching. We were like, that would have taken him like a minimum of an hour.
Yeah,
or
not when you
something.
got that hell.
I guess right. He does have that health strength. He could have just fucking put him right up. You're right.
Yeah, little
You're right.
wizardry.
Held
going
him
on.
up.
That's actually not a plot hole now. That all fucking checks out.
And it's because okay, so as soon as he says that to not worry about him, he hears him like start to fucking tussle
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
So he's making his way over there. Which who knows how fucking far away that is? or
long
whatever.
corridors,
Yeah.
as we've said. It's a
So
really big shit.
It could have took a good amount of time. You know, he probably took his time sewing them up.
Yeah.
But
Well, I don't think maybe he sews a little bit, but he uses that needle and thread to sew his eyes shut. Because when he was attacking him, you could see right into his fucking eyes. But then when Fish has
that's right.
decided-
Yeah. He
when
has the
Fish
thing.
has this. Fish is like, you know what? All right. He goes. He gets a gun. He's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. And then when he runs into him again, his eyes are sewn shut.
True.
And
You're
he's
right.
in that captain's chair again, in all his fucking glory, with a gun.
Yeah.
Evil fucking Sam Neill. He's not saving you from fucking no T-Rex, buddy.
Yeah. And again, that scene too, where Isaac's, it's all implied shit too, but I feel like probably the original cut had some amazing gory shit for that
Oh
scene.
yeah, it was supposed to be longer. In the shooting script, Lawrence Fishburne was supposed to find him hanging there, his guts still hanging from him, and he was still alive, and he was gonna shoot him.
Oh my
to
god.
kill him from.
Oh my god. See? Fuck, man.
Vision. And also, when they blew up the Lewis and Clark, fucking Cooper fucking floated off into space,
yeah.
and he's giving some one-liners out there.
Man, why does this always gotta happen to me?
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
He makes his way back.
Yeah.
He finds a way.
Yeah, he
Fuck
purchases
yeah.
oxygen. He's like, let me get rid of my oxygen. Fuck it.
He fucking finds a way, and when he gets back, he crashes into the window, causing Weir to point the gun at him and shoot, and then it causes the window to break, and then everything gets sucked out.
Right.
And Weir's like, all I like that scene. He's like all holding on, trying to like the fucking
The
metal like whatever
Catwalk,
floor panels or whatever. He's like hanging on. They're like bending, but he gets sucked out into space either way.
Right.
And then Fish, he just kind of reels himself in real easy, like
Strong
with
man.
his
Fucking
rope.
strong man.
And then he saves Stark too. And then they're in there, and then he's just like, all right, well, we need a fucking...
Which is trippy, you know, because Sam Neill could have totally fucking mutilated her and everything, because she was there at the fucking command center ready to rock. But he doesn't. He just like knocks her out or some shit.
Yeah.
She's passed out.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, come on, man.
Fish has like drugs in his fucking pocket that are just for waking you up.
Oh, yeah. He just has us on
He's just
deck.
like, oh, fuck, this bitch is passed out. Hold on.
Get
I
them
have just
smelling
the
salts.
Yeah, get the salt.
I have just the thing to wake
Here
sleepy
you go,
bitches.
girl.
Hold on.
It's happened before.
This
Here-
bitch just falls asleep on the job at all times. I'm surprised she even decoded that fucking message.
That's probably why it took so long.
Fucking taking a lot of fucking naps on this one.
So yeah, he's aiding her, and then that's when
so
he takes
then-
the gun.
So then they get to the other part of the ship. Their plan is to blow there's like the end of the ship of the event horizon could be used as like an escape pod or like a little thing that you could blow it away from the rest of the ship and you can still be in there for a while.
Right.
So their plan is to do that, get rid of most of the ship, and they're just gonna stay in this little section of it. And so Cooper comes in, he comes back into the ship and he's just like, I'm gonna go like fucking put the bombs or whatever. You guys, I don't know, fucking get shining. You guys get a bloody river while I'm gone.
Right.
And he ends up going back into the core. And then that's where you get the Burning Man. He comes out of the water. And it's that dude that he let die. And then he's just like, I know it ain't you, bro, because I fucking watched you die.
Right.
And it transforms into fucking Sam Neill. And he's like he's like naked and bald and cut up.
Yeah.
He's got cuts all over his fucking body. That image terrified the crap
Yeah,
out
that
of
was
me
a
when I was
really,
little
really
kid.
scary image for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, man.
Even like on we were watching out of the fucking visual effects that they were doing, like the makeup time. Was like
yeah.
13-hour makeup time to fucking do this fucking shot.
It's like a 7-hour.
And
you
he's
have
like-
to sit through 7 hours of makeup for that shit.
That's fucking
You have to
It's
get there at 3 in the
insane.
morning.
And he's just kind of strolling, like walking around in the core room, and he just looks fucking
he looks fucking
terrifying.
scary, man.
Yeah, dude. Pretty scary stuff.
Yeah, and then right before Sam Neill got sucked out, he actually activated the fucking warp thing.
Oh,
and
right,
then in
right.
20 minutes, the ship was going back to hell, baby.
We're going home.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you wanted to see where this ship went? Like, don't worry. Like, you're going to see it first fucking hand. You don't got to worry about watching no tapes or nothing.
Let's go.
We're all going to fuck each other to death very shortly.
You ready?
You better hide the pipes, baby. We're getting sodomized. So at this point where he's in the room with cut up Sam Neill, there's 2 minutes before the fucking portal fucking opens up and they go to hell. And then Sam Neill just beats the shit out of Fish for a
Fishburne,
while.
yeah.
He's got that fucking crazy hell strength. He's just fucking tossing
Throwing
him
him
around.
around. Avoiding all the spikes too, all right?
I know.
I'm like, come on, throw
He
him
does
at a
he
spike.
throws him on fire.
That's
Throws him
true.
on fire.
That's true.
And you can see it's totally not Lawrence Fishburne when he's like completely on fire.
Right.
And then he falls into the water.
Hey, they give him some
And
flame.
then you
there.
see a little bit. You get fish in there, and he's got a little fire in his arm. So
Arm.
he
His
was
own
down to
stunts.
get
He
a
does his
little on
stunts.
fire.
He does his stuns.
I will allow you to put flames on my arm.
Yeah.
That is it.
He's an Oscar-nominated actor,
Yeah.
bro. Trust me. Yeah.
And whatever. They have a little fight, and then I don't know. He beats his ass all the way to the detonator. Then he's just like, "Don't trip."
Which is another part too, where he kind of gives him a glimpse
Oh,
of
right.
what the wormhole is actually gonna do. So he's able to project visions of his crew getting murdered and mutilated. And there's this fucking fire scene, bro, where Stark is on one of the tables, and it zooms in through a body's hole. Like there's a hole in someone's body, and it like zooms into her face and like horror with barbed wire.
Well, before that, you saw
Oh,
a body
dude.
that was basically impaled on this spike.
Which is the bald guy. The only bald guy in that fucking thing was the homeboy, right? The dude that blew up.
Maybe I don't know that I didn't look like anybody, but he had a spike through. He had a spike through his mouth too, right?
A little-
like through the back of his mouth.
Yep.
It was coming out.
Cannibal
Yeah.
Holocaust on your
And
ass.
then so I feel like it's like that hole that it goes
Okay.
goes through. Maybe I'm wrong. but
Maybe.
I feel. So yeah, some gnarly shit. There's barbed wire like all over their mouths. and-
Maggots. There's a bunch of maggots around them.
Yeah, pretty gnarly shit. And he's just
Again.
like, yeah, you got this to look forward to, buddy.
Let me show you.
We'll be there like in 40 seconds.
Yeah. It's not far from.
Yeah, I could have just waited. You would have seen it. Spoilers. You just spoiled hell, baby.
Yeah,
You just spoiled
Damn
hell.
it.
God damn it, Sam. And then whatever. He sacrificed. He pushes the button. He's like, fuck this shit. I don't think he says that, but.
No, that was right.
Closes him out,
before.
and then Weird's like, no.
You know what? Armageddon took it
A
from
little
there.
bit,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
A lot of things. And then it has like a little crawl, says 72 days later. There's a rescue crew that finds them. They're all in the pods. Justin's still alive.
right.
Justin is alive. What's her name? Stark
and Coop.
and Cooper. Which, as we said, this movie flipped it. The funny black guy not only has jokes throughout the whole movie.
He survives.
He survives.
He survives the motherfucker.
Yeah, man. And the other black person in this movie was the star of
star.
it. So it's just like progressive,
Yeah.
1997.
Who goes down Harry Stamper style?
Yeah.
Sacrifices himself
Exactly.
and saves them.
Exactly.
And then yeah, right when they're in when they're getting to those sleep pods or whatever, there is a little tip of the hat to The Shining where the main, I don't even know what the fuck liquid that is, but it just starts turning into blood, and for some reason it just why does it fucking
It just falls. Apparently, that was in the deleted scenes. Like, you see the hell Sam Neill, like, break the glass where all the blood was or some shit. Like, he punches through the glass, and that's where all the fucking blood comes out.
So,
'Cause
yeah,
see
you
it
get-
take over, like,
you
bunch
get
of
like
tanks.
that Shining style low angle of all the blood flooding out of this little thing. So you get the
And then, so it falls down a ladder, right? And then, like, they all fall down a ladder with the blood. And then there's, like, a ladder that they're looking up at where all the blood fell from. So another deleted scene that was cut was Sam Neill in that makeup, a spider crawling down that fucking corridor backwards.
Ooh.
So that's actually on the DVD, but it's, like, in a really shitty quality.
Oh.
But you could see the footage of that.
Little Exorcist. Yeah, this
Mhm.
is like the greatest hits of all time, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, so again, when they go to rescue them, they fall out of the fucking pods because these are the worst pods in the world. Who knows? You just fucking fall right out. She falls out, and they're like, "Oh, it's a rescue team. It's okay. We're safe." And then he takes his helmet off, and it's Sam Neill.
All cut up.
And he's just like, "You ain't leaving, bitch!" Ah! And then, but it's a fake out.
Yeah.
And then Cooper's like, "It's all right, all right.
You're just getting a feel,
It's
just
cool.
grabbing her up.
It's cool. It's the fucking, like, they're here to save us." But then the ship fucking closes its doors behind them. So
Who
They're
knows?
basically fucked.
Yeah.
I believe.
Maybe.
It's not letting him go. Because again, when Sam Neill shows up at the core again after he got sucked out into space, it was like, she brought me back.
Mm-hmm.
So even though he blew him up, what's to say that it couldn't just bring him
Right,
back
because
again?
it was still part of the event horizon.
Mhm.
It's alive. It has that memory in it, right? The object has a memory.
That hell memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, so that's Event Horizon for you right
Fucking
there.
excellent film, man. Honestly,
I mean, fucking Ozzy didn't fucking like
it's okay.
it.
It's okay,
It
Oz.
wasn't an excellent film.
I see,
decent.
again, it's one of those that, well, personally, it's one of my favorite fucking all time.
It had a big influence on us. We watched it when we were young, and
Yeah.
watching that when you're a little kid is pretty.
And even now,
traumatic.
I give a fuck who you think you are and this and that. Watch it in full surround sound. You will have an excellent fucking time watching this.
It's a fun movie, man.
Yeah.
And the sets are really cool. Fucking the ship
Looks fucking beautiful.
Pretty good
Good stuff.
acting. You got the funny black guy. I mean, it's got something for everybody. Yeah. So this is basically, in my opinion, Paul W.S. Anderson's only like really good movie.
Yeah,
And
good job, man.
Yeah.
Which is just like there was hope for him to be a good director, and then I don't know, he was just like, fuck, I'm just gonna make a bunch of movies for this bitch and I'll marry her.
Oh, hey, man, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, but I mean, no,
You make the money. I'll
No,
just chill.
He's like, you're gonna live with me? Yeah, you need money. All right, I'm gonna make movies, and you're gonna get paid that
How
way.
would you like to star in 10 Resident Evil movies?
I got you, girl. Alice?
And then I'll make like a 3 Musketeers movie. You could also
Yeah.
be in that. You want to be in? How about a Pompeii movie? You want to star in that shit? You down? Anyway, well, that wraps up this episode of the Spooktacular.
Yep.
I think we still have time to hopefully at least get one more spooky movie in, maybe 2 if we're fucking.
On
Maybe
it.
it'll bleed into November a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
November, as I said, you know,
It's 2020.
it's
Yeah.
scary for turkeys. So
It's been scary all fucking year. So
you carve
we're
a
gonna keep it
turkey,
going.
you know, so I feel people get carved up in the event horizon.
Yeah, there's turkey mutilation next month.
So we might keep it going a little longer. Thank you for listening again. Follow us on all the stuff and whatnot. And yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Peace out.
adios.